101. This week we are discussing finishing the essay and proofreading and editing. However, note that you only have to complete the conclusion of both your essays, the one that you're using in the discussion area of the classroom and also the one that you're writing for the assignments section. You do not have to wait for my feedback with the introduction. However, I would, before completing your conclusion for the assignments section, that you look at my comments about your thesis statement and about your body paragraphs. I will hand in your conclusions to you by the end of the week. So let's take a brief look at the lesson this week. All right, so this week we're going to be discussing finding flow in writing. Basically, and it sounds a little strange, finding flow, what the heck does that mean? But you look at this picture, this image of water, and notice how when you turn on the water in a sink, the water comes out, it's not choppy, it just comes out in one singular flow. I don't know if that's the best example in the world, but that's kind of like how your writing should be. It shouldn't be choppy like first point in isolation, second point in isolation, third point in isolation. Instead, you want everything to kind of flow together to work towards proving your thesis. And those of you who are listening to this, who are actually listening to this, know how important a thesis statement is. Well, everything you discuss moves towards that thesis statement, and it all kind of works together in one singular unit instead of just isolated, choppy, awkward, wordy sentences. So that's what you're going to be reading about in this lesson this week. You're going to learn about revising, rewriting, and editing, learning about transitions, and I kind of went through that with your body paragraphs. So that's why you really need to look at my comments about your transitions before you hand in your final essay, which will occur during next week, week 7. And also, the reason why we're talking about combining sentences with subordinating conjunctions and previously with coordinating conjunctions and so on is that when you use the same structured sentence over and over again, your writing will sound choppy. So it's best to use a variety, which is one of the reasons why we're covering that in this course. All right, so let's take a look at the main portion of the lesson this week. We are discussing revising, rewriting, and editing. So when you revise, you're rewriting. Now that doesn't mean you're rewriting your whole essay again. That's not what I'm expecting, and that's not what you should do. However, and this lesson discusses it, so I'm not going to go through everything, but this is key, the answered. You need to look at every sentence in your essay and make sure it works towards proving your thesis statement. Oftentimes, I see students, especially when you're trying to stick in research, the research or this maybe a point or two does not work towards proving your thesis. Even though it's interesting, even though it's incredibly well written, if it doesn't fit your thesis statement, you got to take it out. You got to learn. It's not about, when you write an essay, it's not about trying to meet the length, because often that's the easiest thing to do. The issue that most students face is to be willing to throw away good writing. I don't care about length, and most of your other instructors don't either. You get to that minimum, you're good. I care about tightly written essays, and everything that you write about needs to work towards proving that thesis statement. Obviously, you want it to be organized. Remember that you have a thesis statement with 3 points. So point A should be your first body paragraph, point B should be your second body paragraph, and point 3 should be your third body paragraph. These give you some sample transitions, but it's not just enough about writing transition words. Instead, you gotta fit the topic sentence, make sure it's all encompassing, letting the reader know what the point is of that paragraph, but also it helps the reader understand how that paragraph helps you prove your thesis statement. Everything goes back to that thesis statement. Again, look at my comments about your previous body paragraph assignment so you understand what I'm talking about. Is your essay interesting? I love to read interesting essays. So also, does your essay flow well? And this, you need to consider every single word. You need to make sure that it all fits towards that thesis statement and it all fits towards proving your body paragraph. All right? So revising and rewriting simply means after you check to make sure everything fits, you should be willing to rewrite anything that doesn't fit or anything that you need to add if necessary. All right, let's move on to the next section. So this is transitions, okay? And I'm going to post a video on there that I made. It's basically, I wrote an essay in, I believe, 10 minutes. It's a really bad essay, but it does show you pretty good transitions. Basically, I've seen students do this before, which is where they say for the first body paragraph first, the second body paragraph second, the third body paragraph third. That's boring. Try to vary your transition and make it a glue or a bridge. So basically what that means is, let's say, and that's the example I use in the video that I'm uploading, my favorite kind of pizza has pepperoni, mushrooms, and onions. And then the first body paragraph, one of the toppings I love on my pizza is pepperoni. And then the second paragraph, not only do I love pepperoni, but I also love mushrooms. Third body paragraph, even though I love mushrooms and pepperoni, I also need to add onions to my pizza. See how everything kind of flows together and all is one unit? That's what I want you to do for your essay. You have one more one grammar quiz that you need to take this week. And make sure to read this lesson. And basically what it's going to show is it's going to have you discuss more sentence connecting. So here's one thing I want to show you. Often students use the word however, and I see students put a comma right here. Remember, if you're connecting two complete sentences and you're using this word, however, make sure to use a semicolon, but also you got to put that comma after however, or another word like however is moreover, another word is therefore. You can split these two sentences up, but if you use a semicolon to connect them, you need a comma after the introductory words. All right, but also make sure to go through the rest of this information, and you can take the practice quiz and I will grade it for you, and then go ahead and look at combining sentences using transitions. And remember I discussed revising, which means making everything into one cohesive whole? Well, also, you need to edit, which means that once you revise everything and make everything cohesive, then you go back and edit, which means that you're looking for mechanical errors. So here's the process that often I think students should go to. Think of a topic, you revise a topic, you come up with a thesis statement, you come up with an outline or brainstorming, you write your essay, you go back and revise it, making sure everything flows, and then the final point that you need to do is edit. All right, that's about it. You have a quiz, you have a discussion forum due, and you have an assignment due. Both the discussions and the assignment deal with conclusions, and I've already discussed the quiz. I hope everyone has a great week. I'm looking forward to reading your conclusions, and I can't wait to talk with you online. See you guys soon. Bye.